In a world of complicated devices, this lo-fi album art display device does one thing and does a really cool job with it. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here with this. This is the Tuneshine Lo-Fi album art display screen. And it does one thing. It shows you the album art for the music you're listening to. It works with Spotify, Apple Music, Sonos, and Last.fm, and it even has a Shazam feature, so if you're in an environment where maybe someone has taken over the record player and is playing an LP you haven't heard before, then it can listen to that and then put up the appropriate artwork. So what just happened here is I am actually playing Spotify in the background with the volume at 0, and we just changed albums. So as you could see, this is now showing you, this is Save It For Later from the English Beat. What a great song, but another story. So this is really all it does. It is 6.3 inches by 6.3 inches by 1.6 inch. It is a genuine wooden case. And the LED, this is a 64 by 64 LED screen. It is deliberately designed to not be a high-res screen showing you all sorts of stats and information. It's just a simple, very calm and relaxing sort of device. And it, like I said, it does just one thing and does it pretty darn easily. If you don't have any music playing, so I'll pause the music. If there's no music playing, it will go dark. You can actually adjust that by uploading your favorite image. But one of the things I want to show you is I want to show you how easy it is to set this up. So let me reset the device, switch some things around, and let's watch and go through this setup process. I want to show you how easy it is to set this up because it's pretty cool actually. So I've reset the Tuneshine. So we're going to set the whole thing up on my iPhone from scratch. To do that, I tap on this and scan. And it sees it. That was nice and quick. And I'll say I'm ready. And it should be connecting and pairing, loading configuration. And you can see that Tuneshine, the app, knows about my Spotify account. So I'm going to go ahead and connect with that. But notice you can connect to Apple Music, to Sonos, or to Last.fm. So I'll choose Spotify. And I'm going to just call it Tuneshine, ingeniously enough. Save. And so now it's going to change its icon to show that it's looking for Wi-Fi, and it's doing that through the app. So I'm going to go ahead and let me just enter my password, and it should be able to connect. And once this is connected to the Wi-Fi network, it doesn't need the phone to be near it anymore, which is really nice. And it looks like we're ready to go. I'm going to open up Spotify. And we're going to just play. The last song I was listening to is from the Mission Impossible, the second most recent movie soundtrack. And so now you can see that the music has shown up, the cover art has shown up on the Tuneshine. So let's see what we get if we go to my next track. And so just watch the artwork. And I do actually have a soundtrack that's just Mission Impossible music going into my new wave. And this is an early Bee Gees album. And it should be showing the artwork here. So that's pretty fun. And then I'll go to another one. This is Wang Chung. And another one. And this is Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. And so you can see as I'm tapping, it's going to the next track, but there's a couple of seconds of lag time between when I pick the music and when it shows up on here. So that's all really great. And let's go back to the Tuneshine app. And now here, I can actually make a couple of changes. And notice because there's no music playing, the display has turned off. So let's actually go back to Spotify. And I'm going to actually turn the music back on. Now we go back here. And so there's artwork here and there's artwork in the app. I can switch music sources. I can connect more music. I can also click the little gear icon on the top right. And now you can see there's some changes I can make, including making the image a bit brighter. I can change the animation between album cover art display. I can actually load my own idle image if I don't want it to just be dark. I could put, for example, the name of my business or a logo or a funny slogan or saying or something. And then there's some various device info. But if we go back here, the other thing I want to point out is on the bottom, there's a microphone. And I'm not going to show you this feature, but what it lets you do is it lets you Shazam music that you're hearing and then show that album artwork on the actual Tuneshine. So let's go to another one just to change the art. And what is this? This is Adam and the Ants. Wow, so this is fairly obscure music that it's picking up here from Spotify. Here we go. So Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's a nice graphic to rap with. So that's my demo. Let me just jump back into my regular commentary. No surprise, the app you need to use is called Tuneshine, and you can get it for iOS or Android, so you can use it either way. You really only need your phone during the initial setup, and then it actually is on the Wi-Fi network as a standalone device. So it is pretty easy to work with. I have the darker of the two wood finishes, but it actually has two options of dark or light wood. And right now, Tuneshine has what they call Tuneshine Gems. And there are 5 limited edition colors. And again, as you can see, you do have to keep it plugged in. It's a USB-C cord, and it comes with the cord. It comes with a little wall plug. So it's everything you need. And I really hope you recognize that album art cover, because this is one of the best albums ever recorded, in my opinion. But suffice to say, I really like this device. I really like devices that do one thing and do it right. It is a little spendy, however, so you might be wanting to sit down before I tell you how much it costs, but just from this point, I will say it does one thing really well. I kind of wish I had a cafe, because I think it'd be beautiful to have this just sitting on a shelf behind the register, and when people say, what song is that? What album is that from? It's going to show them the album cover art. So how fun is that, right? So let's talk about the price. But before we get there, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications of my new content. And if you found this of value, and I really hope you did, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Great. Now, this is the Tuneshine Lo-Fi album art display, and it is $199.99 at tuneshine.rocks. It is handmade, and the guy who designed the thing is still right there on the website. If you ask for help, I'm pretty sure he's the one who's going to actually answer it. So it's just a labor of love. It's a really fun way to have music display information. And let's see, what do we have here? The Monkees. Oh my gosh. So I don't expect anyone to recognize the Monkees album cover art, but now you know what it is. Again, imagine how fun this would be to just have this sitting on a shelf in your living room or something, or in your office. So definitely one to check out if you are a music aficionado, as I am. I am constantly listening to music, and this is so fun to be able to just glance over and say, oh my gosh, yeah, I remember that album when that came out. So one to check out. That's all I got. Hope to catch you in my next video.